Today, we're diving into some really fascinating research from Gallup that kind of flips the whole idea of leadership on its head. We're going to talk about the 4 things that followers really need from their leaders to be truly engaged.
You know, when you think about it, what makes a great leader? We always talk about their traits, right? Like, are they charismatic? Are they a visionary? Do they make tough decisions? We have this whole picture in our heads of what a leader is supposed to do.
But what if that's the wrong way to look at it? What if we've been focused on the wrong thing this whole time? What if the secret to great leadership isn't about the leader's actions at all, but about what their followers truly need?
So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll talk about this big shift in focus. Then we'll walk through the 4 needs: trust, compassion, stability, and hope. And finally, we'll look at the data, which is pretty mind-blowing, to see why this stuff really matters.
Okay, so this is the core idea. We're moving away from analyzing what leaders do and shifting our focus to understanding what followers need. And we're not just talking about surface-level stuff. We're talking about deep emotional needs.
And this really says it all, doesn't it? The whole world of work has changed. In the past, it was transactional. It was about your paycheck, your job, your boss. But now, people are looking for so much more. They want purpose. They want to grow. They want a coach who helps them. It's about their whole life, not just the job.
All right, let's jump into the first of these 4 essential needs. And it all, absolutely all, starts with trust. You could say it's the bedrock, the foundation that everything else is built on. Without it, nothing else really works.
And I love this because it makes trust so concrete. It's not this fuzzy, vague feeling. Gallup breaks it down into 3 simple things. Are you honest? Are you super clear in what you say? And are you predictable? Meaning, can people count on you to be consistent? They know who they're going to get day in and day out.
So, the takeaway here is that you don't just get trust, you build it. You build it through your actions. It's about being totally honest, making sure everyone's on the same page, and just being a dependable, steady presence.
So once you've got trust, the next layer is compassion. And listen, this isn't just about being a nice person. It's about something way deeper. It's about genuine, holistic care for the people you lead.
This is such a key distinction. A compassionate leader doesn't just see someone for their output or their performance metrics. They see a whole human being, a person with a family, with hobbies, with struggles and dreams that exist completely outside the office walls. And in practice, that looks like actually caring about your team as people. But it's also about creating a two-way street. A leader who shows compassion is often willing to be a little vulnerable themselves, maybe sharing their own challenges. That's what builds real psychological safety.
Okay, on to our 3rd need, stability. Let's be real, the world can feel pretty chaotic and uncertain sometimes. So it's no surprise that people are looking for a sense of security and safety, especially at work.
Stability is all about right now, about the present. It's that feeling of being on solid ground today. As a leader, you create that by being reliable, by being a source of calm in the storm, and by making it safe for people to speak their minds without fear.
And that brings us to the 4th and final need. And according to Gallup's research, this one might just be the most powerful of them all. We're talking about hope.
And this is the perfect way to think about it. If stability is about feeling safe and secure today, hope is about feeling excited and optimistic about tomorrow. It's that belief that the future is going to be even better and that your leader has a clear plan to get everyone there.
So you see, hope isn't just wishful thinking. It's something a leader actively creates. It's about painting a vivid, compelling picture of the future, a picture that gets people genuinely fired up and enthusiastic to be part of it.
Okay, so we've got our 4 needs: trust, compassion, stability, and hope. They sound great, right? Very inspiring. But the big question is, do they actually make a difference to the business? I mean, this is what every skeptic wants to know. Is this all just soft, fluffy stuff, or is there a real, measurable payoff? Well, Gallup looked at data from over 10,000 followers, and the results, well, they speak for themselves.
The numbers here are just staggering. Let's start with trust. When people trust their leaders, 1 out of every 2 of them is engaged at work. But look what happens when that trust disappears. Only 1 in 12 is engaged. That is a massive, massive drop-off.
Now, let's look at stability. The data on this is crystal clear. Followers who feel their company has a secure financial future are 9 times more likely to be engaged. That feeling of safety in the present moment frees them up to do their best work.
But of all 4 of these needs, one of them stood out as having the most absolutely dramatic impact on engagement. And that was hope.
Just look at these numbers. They're almost unbelievable. When a leader gets their team enthusiastic about the future, engagement shoots up to 69%. But when followers don't feel that enthusiasm from their leader, engagement completely craters, all the way down to just 1%. Let that sink in for a second. A 68 percentage point difference in engagement. That's not a small gap. That's a chasm. So why is hope so powerful? Because it taps into something fundamental in all of us. The need to believe in progress, the need to believe in a better tomorrow. This one thing can be the difference between a team that's all in and a team that has completely checked out.
So, we'll leave you with this to think about. Whether you're a leader or part of a team, when you look at these 4 needs, trust, compassion, stability, and hope, which one do you think needs the most attention in your world right now? The answer just might be the key to unlocking a whole new level of success.